Hey y'all, so today is Money Monday, and I want to talk about the 1098T tax forms for students, right? It is tax time, and it's important that you have all your ducks in a row and that you're aware of the purpose of the 1098T. But before I get started, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Now, what is a 1098T? In case you have not heard of this, you're new to school, you're just getting back into school after a few years, you may receive a 1098T. That is an information return from your institution for those who have paid qualifying tuition and expenses, and it's going to be given to you by January 31st. It's typically uploaded to your student account. So most institutions may not mail this out. I'm sure there are some that will, but for me, I know, and for many others, it is going to be located under your student portal in that finance, in that payment section. It should be, a little link for you to click that says 1098T. Now, who's going to get this document? So remember I said that anyone who has made qualified education expenses is going to get the 1098T. What are qualified education expenses, right? Those are courses, enrollment fees, tuition, books, other fees that you may have had to pay. Those housing, meals, those are qualified expenses, right? Now, there may be some people who don't get one, right? So if you are a non-resident alien, if your schooling was, covered by an institution like a government agency, vocational rehab, Department of Defense, you're not going to get one. Or if your schooling was covered by scholarships, or maybe your university, for whatever reason, or school, they waive tuition or waive fees. So that is when you would not get one. Now, y'all, I had to go grab my iPad because I want to go over with you what each box means. And I'm reading this from a Credit Karma article, and I will post the link to this article in the description box below in case you want to reflect back to see it, right? So first, there is the filer information. So on the left side of your 1098T, it's going to include the school's information, who is entering the form, name, address, things of that nature. Then there's going to be student information on the left side as well. So that would say, the student's name, social security number, address, XYZ. Now, there are 10 boxes on the 1098T. So let's get into what each box means. Box 1, this is the total amount of all payments the school received from you from your qualified tuition and expenses. Remember, I talked about those qualified expenses, right? Box 2 and 3 are no longer used. You don't need to worry about that, okay? Let's just get right past that. Box 4. So this is where the school will complete this box if they need to report an adjustment from the previous year. So that may or may not be filled in. If they don't need to report an adjustment, nothing's going to be in box 4. Box 5 and 6. So this is your box 5 is your scholarships and your grants. So that's how much you got there. Box 6 are adjustments that were made to your scholarships and grants that may need to be reported from the prior year, right? So there may or may not be something in box 6. If you didn't get any scholarships or grants, then your box 5 wouldn't be filled in either. Box 7, so the school is going to check this box if some of the tuition you pay in the tax year is going to apply to the first quarter of the following year, right? So if you pay, tuition expenses in the fall that were for the spring, I'm assuming that that's what that means, is that they will put that number there. But if it's within that same year, and you didn't make any payments that will be going towards that upcoming year, that's not going to be listed there. Now, box 8 is if you are enrolled at least half time during any academic period. There'll be a check there. Box 9 is if you're a graduate student. Shout out to all my graduate students, so that will be checked box 9 if you are a graduate student. Box 10 is only used by insurers who issue reimbursement or refunds of qualified tuition and related expenses. So once again, I'm going to link the Credit Karma article in the description box below so you can kind of go through those boxes yourself to know what each box means. Now, why do you need it, right? Why do people want their 1098T? If you get it, do you need to do anything with it? So you want your 1098T because you can get tax credits based on what is on the form. There's 2 tax credits that you may be eligible for. That is the American Opportunity Credit as well as the Lifetime Learning Credit. Now, each one has, different things that, may best meet your situation. However, it's important to remember that you cannot double dip. What do I mean by that? For students whose parents, are paying qualified expenses, towards their education, and you are a dependent, right? If they claim that, you cannot claim that. So please, listen, don't have the feds at your door because you was double dipping, okay? So make sure that you are not doing that. Now, if you want to know more about either of those tax credits, I have talked about those in earlier videos. I don't believe there's been much change there. So be sure to click on the playlist at the end of this video so that you can learn more about it. And hey, if you already got your 1098T, you already filed, you getting your tax credits, drop down in the comments and let us know, what did you receive, the American Opportunity Tax Credit or the Lifetime Learning Credit. Let us know if there are any, thing that maybe I missed in this video. And y'all, remember, Miss Duggan is educated by trade now, but I am not an accountant. I am not a tax professional, okay? So I typically get a lot of comments and questions on this video. So for things that, are specific to your situation, or that, are really, technical, you're going to want to consult with a tax professional, okay? Thanks for watching this video. Bye.